Welcome back to Cyber Sea of Galilee, DSM and me on this Monday, October 11th. This is a great feast day, a saint, again, who was canonized in our own lifetimes and probably lived in most of our lifetimes at some point. So this is Pope Saint John the 23rd, the good Pope, many people call him, because he had such a simple, loving heart. He was kind of a rotund type guy who just loved everybody. So before he was made Pope, Angelo Giuseppe Roncalli actually was a military chaplain, and then he became a Vatican diplomat in Turkey and Bulgaria and France and other countries. So he had a lot of experience. Then in 1958, he was elected by the conclave and he became Pope John the 23rd. Now, an interesting thing about him is he was older, and so people didn't expect him to live very long, and so it was kind of a surprise, like, why would we elect an older man, older cardinal to become a pope? I'm sure there are many theories out there, and they don't particularly interest me because I believe the Holy Spirit elected him for reasons that the Holy Spirit knows, and I don't really particularly have to know, because look what he did for the church, and then now he's a canonized saint. So what did he do? One of the most remembered things whenever anybody says Pope John the 23rd will always be that on October 11th, notice this feast day, October 11th, 1962, he opened the Second Vatican Council. Now, the Second Vatican Council has many dimensions to it, and in many, many ways, it kind of took the world by surprise, and it certainly took the church by surprise. And were we really ready for all the surprises of grace? Are we ever really ready? And so, for all we could say about the Second Vatican Council, we must admit it was the Holy Spirit, and it's a gift to the church. And we have many beautiful documents, and we are living out of the richness of the Second Vatican Council now. So, but this was a surprise to the church, to all of a sudden have a council called, and this being an older pope, and what was all this going to be about? And he said, open the doors to the world today. Wow. In other words, he's kind of saying, grow up again in a newness of faith, in a freshness of faith. Not everybody likes to grow up. Some people like to remain infants, and they just kind of want to be spoon-fed. So the challenge was on, and certainly it came through, and we're still putting together the various aspects of the Second Vatican Council. We're still gleaning, and we will for many, many centuries, I'm sure, to come, still glean the graces of the Second Vatican Council. But interestingly, as God would have it, Pope St. John the 23rd lived barely 1 year, not even an entire year, before he died. And all this huge weight of responsibility was handed on to his successor, who now is also canonized. So we have Saint, okay. And he is Paul VI. So it fell to Pope Paul VI to kind of pick up this incredible burden. And why do I call it a burden? Because it really was a challenge to the church. And again, let's notice that in ourselves. Where are we too smug, too comfortable? Well, this is the way it's always done, so it's absolutely fine with me, and don't change anything, because then I might have to actually think a little bit more, or I might have to open my heart a little bit deeper, or I might have to change something. Where are we too smug inside ourselves that maybe the Holy Spirit is saying, open up. I have graces waiting, but you've got the doors all sealed off because you're so comfortable. It's a good thing to do. In spiritual direction, it's one of those things, where are you sitting too comfortably? Because God many times is going to push you at that point, because he's bigger than your comfort. And he wants you to have more than you think you can necessarily carry. And I think the Vatican Council, Second Vatican Council, really did open up those doors to comfort, those doors sometimes to selfishness, those doors to let's just not do anything any different because I have it all memorized and I can sleep. Instead of, I got to pay attention because now the challenge is on. Thank you, Pope St. John the 23rd, the good Pope. May you raise us up and continue to challenge us and give us the graces you had to shake ourselves up so that God may enter into ourselves more and more deeply. Signing off from Sabbath City of Galilee, DSMME on this October 11th, a great Saints Feast Day.